Well, welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you very much, as always, for your questions. A lot of them about Chelsea after that 3-1 defeat against Manchester City. First one more, though, about the winners. Should City continue to play with a false nine when Aguero isn't fit? They look fluid and dynamic today. They seem a bit disjointed when Jesus occupies the nine. Jesus, of course, out today because of COVID.
Yeah, I'm not convinced by Jesus as a replacement for Kun Aguero. At the same time, I think Chelsea played a huge part in their own downfall and how good City looked. Against teams who will just sit deep and just hope to soak up pressure and not offer a whole lot else, I feel you need somebody like Kun Aguero, a point man who can finish in that manner. And that's where I think he'll be missed. But today, against Chelsea doing what they did, of course, City just kind of romp home with it.
Shaka, why Werner and Havertz are struggling to find form being best players in the Bundesliga? Is it that difficult to adapt to the Premier League?
Well, for players of their talents, you would think that they can adjust. We always say here that good players find a way to get the job done and can play with each other. And I accept that there is an adjustment period. But to see them struggling as the way that they have, in particular Havertz, who I find really surprising how much he struggled, I'm not sure how easy you just excuse that away.
What do you think, Frank? You made that transition, obviously, from French football to the Premier League. How difficult is that sort of step up?
It may be different, you know, for forward players, where they have to adjust to the fact that the Premier League is maybe stronger, with referee not giving free kicks that easily that you can compare to Germany or France or any Latin country. So maybe you have to adjust, but it's not really the case for Werner. I mean, I'm sorry when I hear that Werner has to adapt. He adapted very well. He played well the first, let's say, 10 games, then suddenly dropped, you know, and we don't know what's going on with him. For Havertz, he comes from a family club where he was, I can say, it was people around him were making sure that everything was going around him and that he was feeling good, which is not the same. You have a competition between players, you have the need of results, and of course more pressure. So it will take time, and we have to give them the time. For 80 million, you have to give them the time. You have no choice.
Is Frank Lampard trying hard to justify his big money signing by playing them even if they're not performing? Well, he didn't play Havertz, did he?
No, he's not involved.
He doesn't seem to know what his best team is.
And that's the thing. He's not involved Havertz an awful lot. Not giving him much time to settle in and not use him. He's relied on Werner a lot. And Werner has struggled over the last 6 or 8 weeks or so. But then go to who? You know, in terms of replacing Werner, go to who? And as I said during the show, I'm really surprised at the formation that he played. No Tammy Abraham, no Olivier Giroud. When paired up to City man for man in terms of formation, I just thought he got so much wrong. He got so much wrong about everything on today's approach that, you know, it's as good as City were. I think similarly, Frank Lampard has many questions to answer.
Frank, I would like to know, have you ever seen a coach bench somebody who literally scores every time he's on the pitch so far this season, be on the bench like Giroud currently is? And how does that affect the locker room? I was surprised, Frank, I imagine you were as well, that Giroud wasn't introduced in the second half.
Yes, yeah, I think with what we saw with the forward line, you know, I really thought that Giroud or Abraham will come on, and well, it must be hard, you know, for the players on the bench, seeing that the teammates are in difficulties and you can't help them out. But that's a choice of the coach, and we don't really understand, especially. Well, I think, in fact, Frank put Werner as a striker because he's supposedly what his position is, the right position is for Werner, and people were complaining that Werner wasn't too much playing in his real position, and it's why maybe he wasn't good lately. Well, he proved today that we don't know if it's that the case, and for sure, I think Giroud should have played. Second half, I don't know, it was maybe too late. It was already 3-0 down.
Are players aware of incentives when the season is closing and try to talk to the manager for more playing time?
What kind of incentives?
I don't know, appearance, fees?
Is that big a deal now?
I don't know. It was back in your day. It was more deal because obviously you weren't on the same.
Of course, you
so
would.
what were you had a clean sheet bonus.
So I would have a clean sheet bonus, and then if you got to a certain number, then you get another lump sum.
Right.
But
position in the league, would that define a bonus?
So the position in the league, I didn't have that at every club, but that would be more. It would go to a players' pool. So according to where you finish in the league,
right,
the players would all then get, you know, for argument's sake, 10%. So then obviously each position up, you get a little bit more. I can't remember the figures, but let's just use 10%. And then you all kind of share it out amongst the entire squad. You know, whatever you do with it is up to you. But just kind of give them the basic salaries now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that that's the thing. I don't know, but I'm not sure that's the thing. Back in our day, we weren't earning anywhere near this kind of money. So that's how you kind of padded out your salary.
Like we saw Jose Mourinho, didn't he buy Reguilon Jamon?
Yeah.
Because he did a good performance.
That's fun. That's a little bit of fun.
But does that actually help? Because he can go buy 10,000.
Of course.
He can buy a whole bloody farm.
And listen, I think it's just the kind of nature of the beast, the competitive nature of players.
And you would know that part of man management.
Right. That you want to get one over on, you know, your teammate or your manager or whoever it is. Even, you know, for the smallest of stakes. That's just the competitive nature of who you are and the dressing room environment. And it's a bit of fun.
Frank, did you get a big bonus for winning the World Cup?
A big ham?
Well, well, it was good at the time. Yeah, very good. I won't say the amount because we don't talk about finances in France. We have to keep it quiet. And on top of it, the president, Mr. Chirac, decided that it was net and not gross. So thank you, Mr. Chirac.
Oh, wow, that's nice, Frank.
Okay.
Hey, lovely. But when it came to signing a contract, did you have like you must have had goal-scoring bonuses and things like that, given the penalties you scored?
No, not for a defender. Well, on top of it, I've always been against that kind of bonuses where, you know, when you have to make a pass, if you think of your contract, well, I'm one game away from, I don't know, 10,000 grand, you know, because if I give the ball to the guy who's in a better position, I won't get that, you know. I mean, can you blow your mind out? So, no, I was against, well, as a defender, I never asked that question. I should have asked, you know, for clean sheet, maybe.
Yeah.
But we didn't, I don't know, after statistics in our world at the time, you know, we had bonuses for winning something, getting places for Europe, yeah, for sure, but not for individuals awards.
Did you have incentives at all? FA Cup final? Did anyone at West Ham go, you win this, you get £1 million?
You have not like that, but you have your bonuses set out from before. That's kind of, again, that's
and are they tax-free like Mr. Chirac gave to?
No. If you win the French FA Cup, apparently, it can be tax-free.
Oh, lovely. Finally, why are so many teams always collapsing towards the end when playing Bayern Munich? Is there stamina, mentality, or simply their aggressive pressing that the opponents can't cope with over 90 minutes? I imagine it's all of it, isn't it, Frank?
It is all of it, but it's true that we can see that with City and with the tiki-taka that I don't like, you know, the possession of the ball. Is it meant to make sure that the opponent's going to be tired the last 15 minutes and you go finally score the goal and finish them because they're out of breath? And that's what it is. But on top of it, it's also, remember Manchester United and the Fergie time, where you believe that you're going to, at the end of the day, beat the other one, and it's a mental also system who comes up to you into the team and into the dressing room, who makes you believe that you can finally win against any team.
Frank touches on something there, you know, and obviously Frank can speak to this better than I can, but generally, when you're playing as a team, you rest when you have the ball. Where if you find yourself getting heavy leg...
Goalkeeper in particular rests a lot.
Well, we're hardest workers on the pitch, as you know. You know, Dana keep telling you all that. But when, you know, if you feel heavy-legged or whatever, you keep the ball and you move it from side to side, just knowing that the opponents have to adjust. They can't switch off. So that's when you rest. And then, you know, you can pick the pace up. So, you know, there's there is a logic behind possession, even if you aren't going forward, you know, and just in wearing down the opponents. But to the immediate question, I think Bayern are so good at moving the ball at pace that as an opponent, eventually it just takes it out of you, and you get what you saw at the end against Mainz.
Like the end of our shows, really. Just lack any energy or stamina,
Oh,
that is it.
well.
We are done. Thank you very much. ESPN FC back on your screens tomorrow. More talk, I'm sure, of the fallout of Chelsea against City. Plus, we'll be looking back at Southampton, who take on Liverpool. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.